hits. Check the file. Let's see who bit the dissect the style. I flip the script so they can't get filed. At least not now. It'll take a while. I change the pace to complete the beat. I drop the bass to MCs get weak. For every word they trace is a scar they keep. It's when I speak, they freak, they sweat the technique. I made my debut in '86 with a melody in the president's mix, and now I stay on target and refuse to miss. And I still make hits for beats, parties, clubs, and cars and jeeps. My underground sound vibrates the streets. MCs wanna beef, then I play for keeps.
好，欢迎所有新庄体育版新北光的球迷朋友们，周六周日呢，再度呢回到我们最后一场主场的疫情赛。我是今天的主持人，球给彭尊的彭尊。
Hello， 大家好，我是你们今天的主持人，我的名字叫做汉弟 Handley。当然呢，还有我们的灵魂人物 DJ 上。现场呢，所有新庄城堡的球迷朋友们，给我们3个以及确定晋级季后赛的新北国王一个最大的尖叫声
！Yes sir。好，那今天呢，我们即将迎战的是新竹玉鼎工程师。那相信我们禁卫军呢，所有的小将们今天也会全力的表现。那希望所有的球迷朋友们可以一起呢，帮我们禁卫军应援，让他们有更多的信心，更多的发挥。
没错，那非常开心呢，又能在我们的新庄城堡与各位一起度过这个愉快的周末。那这一周呢，是我们本季例行赛最后一周的主场赛事，那今天也是最后一场的主场赛事了。那现场呢，我们有非常多的美食，也邀请各位可以一起享用美食，一起欣赏我们本季最后一场的主场赛事。
那今天呢，进场一样会有我们的拍赛，另外呢还会有嘉格食品提供的奇动能饮，我们刚刚有喝一下，味道不错，那可以呢让你等一下呢也非常有活力。还有 Dentist 牙医选的口腔喷雾，以及牛头牌干拌面和 Ariel 02专属的国王优惠码。最近呢，有些球鞋呢可以上去找找看。那这些都数量有限哦，所以大家把握一下机会。
好的，那我们呢，当然另外城堡周边活动除了有我们 Area 02所准备的城堡夹鞋机，还有我们的王道银行 Global Mall 环球购物中心所准备的城堡周边活动。那我们欢迎进场的球迷朋友们，可以多多利用时间呢，到我们的城堡周围一起体验我们的城堡周边活动。
今天的禁卫军预测呢是得到第30分的禁卫军，所以等一下呢，大家呢可以在比赛前呢赶快最后机会呢去做一个预测。我们会抽出1位哦，可以获得环球 Online 购物金3000元1张，所以大家把握一下。那中间我们丢一些小礼物的时候，其实也会有环球购物金啊。
没错，所以大家呢，等一下一定要把双手给我跟彭春看到。当然呢，我们本周的中场游戏为2人3角挑战赛。那今天呢是我们的母亲节，我们将邀请4组母亲与小朋友们一起来呢，跟我们的球迷朋友们跟我们一同参与。那一组2个人获胜的人呢，就可以获得李凯燕的亲笔签名球衣。
好，今天呢，除了球迷以外呢，我们有特别嘉宾，就是在我们的包厢的永雄建设机构 欢迎你们呢来到新庄体育馆，希望等一下呢有精彩的球赛呢，可以和我们所有的球迷呢一起同乐。
好的，讲了这么多，相信大家已经迫不及待了。在我们的比赛开始前，用最大的暴动声，让我们欢迎新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens。 All right, DJ song, drop the Queens.
Waist held down like a paperweight. She just wanna come around, but I made a way. Want my money, need it now, on a paper chase. Make the bass blow out with the 808s, out with the 808s, down like a paperweight. She just wanna come around, but I made a way. Want my money, need it now, on a paper chase. Make the bass blow out with the 808s, out with the 808s, way. They just told me slow my drinking like the AA. I just couldn't even answer with a straight face. If you try to do me dirty, make us playmate, vacate. Took it to my place, hey, thinking how I'm picking, then you lick up in the trap. Kick it with the click and keep on creeping with the gap. Acting all the act, don't know how to act. Some nigga check my shit and my bitch brought it right back.
Hey, like I ain't on 1, 2, 3 pop. Like I ain't finna bust when my homeboy make the fucking beat drop. Like I ain't rich, like I ain't so. Not a near record platinum and there go. Like I ain't drip, like I ain't froze. Like I ain't made $250,000 for a show. Like I ain't big, like I ain't huge. Like I ain't shit, like I ain't paid dues. Like I ain't full, like I ain't cool. Like I ain't built an empire in the zoo. Like I ain't a fixture. I never knew Twister. I never did music for the Alpha Dog picture. Like I never script the pledge in the scripture. I had a hit song by my own liquor mixture. Do it like I wasn't a starter, there wasn't a Carter. Easy. Wasn't an art of my cousin, the water. Easy. Nothing was bartered with busting and touching the heart of people. Just loving the heart of stuffing and charted. Nothing was bartered with busting and touching the heart of people. Nothing was bartered with busting and touching the heart of part of. Nothing was bartered with busting and touching the heart of people. Nothing was bartered with busting and touching the heart of people.
现场尖叫声给我们的新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens， 谢谢我们的女王们。
本季例行赛新北国王最后一次主场，新北国王将面对新竹玉鼎工程师，双方球员准备就绪。首先进场的是新竹玉鼎工程师0号张杰伟，1号施延忠，2号江广谦，3号王子刚，7号曾博玉，8号朱云豪，12号李佳瑞，23号吕其敏，55号霍利飞。接下来进场的是先发5人 Starting Five，6号克拉，9号田浩，20号周伯勋，24号艾夫伯，42号卢冠轩。总教练密特罗维奇，助理教练沈星汉、陈哲宇、王德勇、黄胜富，总经理张树仁，领队 Lisa 姐。请所有球迷朋友们将目光移至上方大荧幕。
多打到1号位了，吸收经验了。现在是 Randall Walker 要付出代价，林书豪变挡加速，净赚加码。
Are you ready?
We ready！
接下来进场的是新北国王。首先为各位介绍 Number 2， 来自台湾艺术大学阿培，我兄弟苏培凯。Number 4， 禁卫军御膳大厨李伟霆。Number 72， 观众就爱看小李林立人。Number 3， 新北禁卫军陈俊南。Number 49， 禁卫军防守悍将阿仔翟正浩。Number 11， 新北皇家坦克王柏芝。Number 35， 禁区糖果男孩文丢 Louis。接下来进场的是新北国王先发5人。Starting 5， Number 24， 关键大心脏小胖洪志善。Number 10， 禁卫军弓箭手微笑射手 JJ 简佑哲。Number 19， 皇家大锁榜哥林俊榜。Number 17， 我大苏西苏世轩。Welcome back， 欢迎回归。Number 14， 皇家阿帕奇 Tony Mitchell。总教练 Ron 马上，助理教练马卡佩拉林振宇，球队经理洪志虎，球队助理洪成渊，心理咨询师 Clay Danner， 首席体能教练张崇熙，体能教练刘胜宇，防护员邱国凯、吴从豪，数据及影片分析师李维恩，总经理毛家恩，执行长陈信珍，董事长王文祥。
Don't stop, oh girl, it's always fun. It's just regular with whatever. It's whatever when you need it. Period. Like signing off, I'll be a little secret. I'm never too far.
"好的，现场新庄城堡的球迷朋友们，我们现在呢邀请你们一起先折好手上的排排扇。等一下呢，需要你们的排排扇以及你们的声音，来跟我们新北国王的啦啦队 New Taipei Queens 一起为我们新北国王加油应援。那这边呢，邀请到我们的女王们来到我们的场中央，欢迎我们的新北国王啦啦队。好的，我们的女王们呢都就位了，麻烦大家一起把你们的声音以及你们的排排扇拿出来。 首先，第一个呢要来练习的，也就是我们的防守。All right， DJ 上，让我们一起来捍卫王城吧。Let's go， 防守，防守，防守，防守。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. Happiest Mother Days to all the mothers out there in the world. Today, the Plus League matchup is the Hsinchu Toplus Lioneers in Hsinchu to play the new Taipei Kings. The Kings punched their ticket to the Season 4 playoffs yesterday with a win against the Steelers. The Lioneers are hoping to be the fourth and final team in the dance, right now sitting at M2. Well, hot off the press, the Taoyuan Pilots defeated the Formosa Dreamers in overtime down in Taichung to now have the one-game lead and a huge, impactful, perhaps standing shaker. The Dreamers have taken over for the Kings as the team with the most games, most days in first place, but the Pilots since week 22 has been eyeing that top prize and took a huge step today. Meanwhile, the Lioneers, as mentioned, M2, so a win today won't quite get them there, but will have them knocking on the doors. The Braves are in need of a lot of help. On the Mandarin broadcast, Ling Zilong, Julian, and Mark Tianwonghui on the Mandarin broadcast to commentate tonight's affair. I'm Ryan Chen. Thank you for joining me on the English broadcast. 球迷朋友们，你找到官方的英文转播，要听志龙哥跟奎哥的讲评，当然就按到中文的转播连接。谢谢你的收看，我们的 Plus League YouTube 的转播都要帮我们按赞。So the Kings in the last 2 seasons were the first to clinch a playoff spot. And this season they're the 3rd team. And I'm sure celebrations took place last night. But today, the Kings going with a roster without 6 of their main guys, citing a pretty high workload in the recent days with a back-to-back this weekend and a game on Wednesday in Taoyuan. And I'm sure there were some celebrations last night. Hopefully it didn't have any effect. But it kind of leaves the audience wanting. They'll be having a very rotational side, to borrow a football term. And given it's their last home game of the regular season, I'm sure it seems like it's a little bit of poor form. The Kings have always leaned heavy on their main guys, but the timing of this farm game seems a little unfortunate. One bright spot is Tony Mitchell will be out there returning from injury, having sat out the last 8 games. Meanwhile, the Lioneers, they're not going to apologize for what their opponents are doing. They're going to relish this opportunity, having lost 6 out of their last 8 games, including an active 3-game losing streak right now. Thanks to the Braves, losing to the Kings and Dreamers this past week, including yesterday's affair. They still have the inside track, still awaiting the return of 2 very important locals in Oscar and Xiao Sunyi.
一样的心态吧，那就是力拼季后赛，全力以赴这样。就是教练交代我们，可能在进攻方面，可能多去帮忙球队，或者是防守，去帮忙球队，看教练下达什么指示，那我们4号位就去照着做，那帮助球队去赢球，这样。
That's number 1, a power forward, local power forward, Shi Yanzong, saying that no matter what the King side is putting out there, they want to have the same attitude, play hard, and win and get into the playoffs. All teams, I'm sure, out there want to do it on their own accord. And then saying that local power forwards, they're just like anybody else to help the team, follow coach's orders. On the other side, it's Wendell Lewis. He is in a uniform and in his warm-ups. We'll see if he gets in the game. He is not in the starting lineup for the Kings, which we'll bring you shortly, asked about the clinch of the playoff spot and Tony Mitchell, his teammate, returning to action.
Yesterday meant a lot to the team, especially me, to come here and be a part of this organization and to be able to make the playoffs and everything. And for the team, I mean, it means a lot to the team through the ups and downs the team has been through, you know, the injuries and everything. So I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm very happy to clinch the playoff spot yesterday, and the team is very, very excited as well. So yeah. Tony brings what he always brings. He's a very high energy guy. For me, you know, he helps me out a lot on the court, you know, when I'm on the court, but most of all, he brings energy, he brings toughness, and like I say, he helps the team out a lot, you know. He's like the motor of the team. Once Tony is going, you know, everybody feeds off his energy and everything, so I can't wait to see him back on the court playing and everything, so yeah.
That's Wendell Lewis on screen, as we will find Tony Mitchell eventually. He's played 16 games in the Plus League season for about 400 minutes played. The Kings, as a squad, have played 37 games on the season, so you might say he's not had that heavy of a workload, but Tony Mitchell has been involved with the team pretty much since the very beginning. He does have a 8 wins, 8 loss record to his name. Huang Zhenfeng, Chen Caoheng, and Zhang Weijun will be the 3 officials for tonight's game. And the players get on the floor. Let's get to their starting lineups. For the Lioneers, it'll be Earl Clark, number 9, Tian Hao, number 20, Zhou Boxun, number 24, Michael Efebra, and number 42, Lu Guanxun. They'll be wearing their dark purple Haka jerseys. And on the King side, in their new Taipei white jerseys, as there's Tony Mitchell. They'll be starting number 10, JJ Jinyouzi, number 14, Tony Mitchell, jumping center, number 17, Su Sixuan, number 19, Lin Jingbang, and number 24, Hong Zisan. The only change to the Lioneers starting lineup is to have number 9, Tian Hao, in for number 7, Joker, and Zhen Boyu. But the other 4 are the same. And curious for the Kings, they do have 3 24-year-olds on their squad, and yet none of them in the starting lineup between Chen Junnan, Li Weiting, and Su Peikai. But they have a couple of 38-year-olds to start, including Hong Zisan there controlling the rock, up to Tony Mitchell and switching a one-hand jam. What a start for the Kings. A little bit of a late arriving crowd. They're excited about that. They also have 28-year-old JJ and 28-year-old Su Sixuan in there, as Clark will answer right back with a swish, cashing it from mid-range, as Clark really had a standout game in the last Lioneers game on Friday. Before, he was rather shy to take shots, but aggressive from the beginning, 23 points in all. Long rebound as Mitchell brushes it to Big Sushi, or James. Now on the screen, back to Mitchell. Going to the other side, blocked from behind. And with the opening, another dunk. The 3, big skip pass as Lu Guanxun will test it out to Tian Hao, and that looks like an offensive foul that they just call a defensive foul on. Getting a look. Way to get back into the action. Tony Mitchell is one of the league leaders in effective field goal percentage, mostly attacking on the inside, 66.2%. That's balancing out the 3-point and 2-point field goal percentage and the net points from it. And his true shooting, 70%. Tianhao at the line, making 2. Tianhao out of Zhenzi University, but this season has seen very little playing time. He's a 4-year member of the Lioneers, was kind of a notable addition along with Gao Guohao, who's still injured, as a 3-second call will be made. Just a few too many passes. Spain pick and roll as Clark pops out with Mitchell trying to stay in front. The 2 steps, a bad miss. As the rebound will head toward us. I'll let somebody else take care of that. And the referee is not choosing to change the basketball. They do have spares at the scorer's table. Position-wise, this is very even as JJ overshoots his first 3 attempt. Jiuzi, the shooting guard, Venti, the point guard, Ling Jingbang, small forward, Su Sixuan, the power forward. Meanwhile, the Lioneers basically playing with a 3-guard lineup as Micah Fibra clanking his shot at Clark. Those long limbs get an offensive board. Now working against Su Sixuan, and a whistle comes. We'll see about whose foul is it. I think it's going to be on James. Clark is a very good driver, especially going left. As mentioned, very aggressive in the Lioneers game on Friday, where previously he was very passive, even a few games not taking any shots. 10 points in the first quarter of that contest, then 11 in the second quarter. Lowers the trajectory and makes 1 of 2. Bar guarded by a Fibra. Sometimes not only the offensive hub, but the defensive engine too for the Lioneers. A little bit too strong. Yesterday, Su Sixuan was in the action. Started the game, played 26 minutes. Pretty good defense on Clark as the rebound to Venti, and numbers for the Kings. JJ? No, it's Ling Jingbang. Clutching in the air as he's known to do, even with his 38 years of experience on planet Earth. So 3.5 minutes into the ball game, Kings up 6-5. Micah Fibra, jump pass, as Rubio, no contest on that spin move. Out to Clark, long 2 is short. 5 out for the Kings as Tony Mitchell drains it. So an early 7 points. Tony's also one of the best highlight packages in the Plus League. He's got his dunks, but he also dances as Micah Fibra will hit nothing but net. JJ on the curl to Ling Jingbang. He'll try from 3 and rattling it in. So the veterans coming out to play with Hong Zhisan another assist, and Ling Jingbang an early 5 points for him. Tianhao to counter. A big clank as Tony Mitchell on the bobble. Still will get a rebound. Immediate drag screen, which the Lioneers cover up. Without Oscar or Xiao Sui, don't get a lot of ball pressure. Sneaking behind, and Ling Jingbang a reverse. Well, if the Kings can keep it up, there should be a little bit of eye-opening of a victory as Ling Jingbang blocking foul on the sideline. And it's been quite a flurry of a Kings offense so far in the game. Television timeout, 14-7 here at Xinzhang Gymnasium. Ling Jingbang with some early Mother's Day fireworks here. Yesterday, the Kings defeated the Steelers 113-101 to become the third team to make the Plus League playoffs. They still have a prayer of moving up from their current 3 seed to maybe 2. If they can sweep the rest of their season, and if the Dreamers don't get another win on the season, their head-to-head is Dreamers 6 wins, Kings 2 wins. So actually, I take that back. Right now set at 3 as Micah Friba, a right-left dribble, and right out of the timeout, 2 more points for the Lioneers. So you're listening to me live. Add to my spreadsheet as also looking at it, the Lioneers would have to pull off 3 straight wins to end their season to even equal the Kings. And point differential wise, the Kings are ahead 38 to the Lioneers. Mitchell down low, going to the left hand. I didn't realize he had a lefty finish from up that close. What a good answer by the boys in white. No substitution for the Lioneers. Neither were there any for the Kings as Afiba going to the fadeaway, but just off the glass. Funny enough, Jianyouzi in the dunker spot as Fenty hooked and one. There's Tin Hall. He got blown by and added some more harm to the already damaged. And it looks like he'll be coming out of the game. There's that initial hook. And then a second hook. I do not know what he was thinking. Hong Zisan showing off his shooting splits. 41% from the field, 75% from the line. Too strong with that one. And it looks like we have an early entrance on the free throw by the defense. More camera time for Joker Zhen Boyu, also known as Xiao Hei. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on Friday for him. get another look. Definitely a foot in the lane before basketball made contact. Fibra on the reload, downs it. That's 12 points to the Lioneers. Michael Fibra, or Feba, with 7 as Hsinchu immediately countering, and a timeout called by the Lioneers coach Mitrovic. His defense, not at all on par with what they expect out of themselves. So Hsinchu, a personal 6-point run. Let's listen in.
Hey, end of 6, it's show and over. Show and over. The only thing that they can do is shoot for 3. Let's make it aggressive. Okay? 0 down. 0 on 5 now. 5 blue. Fast goal. Screen, pick and pop. Do attack. Okay. Roll on 5.
那我1楼有一个旅行组合包，有没有需要的？那个不能刷牙吗？小朋友要注意上。好，我们等一下呢还会有6比5的环节，那我们继续呢保持我们的气势。
继续关注这个讯息，我们新北光继续加油敌人 ，Let's go Kings！
The television timeout coming at 6 minutes 51 seconds. Kings up by 7, and at 5:27, just about a minute and a half. The difference is now 10 points. Immediately, Michael Fibra gets a touch. A foul as Chen was about to take a mid-range jumper. Chen fouling on the help. Catching him on the bicep. Chen has only started 1 game on the season. That was last Friday. He's come off the bench for 36 games of the Lioneers season. Low line drive in. He's played, before tonight's game, 800 minutes versus Tianhao's only 200 minutes. Again, kind of set on the outskirts of the Lioneers rotation. Time running down. Lin Jingbang from extra range and hits it. Well, Lin Jingbang now leading the game with 10 points as the Kings leave Wu Guanxuan open, but that's off. You don't get the pass ahead, so on the dribble. It's a very throwback game with 5 different positions by the Kings. Runner's range, way off despite being so open. Vivo working on the smaller Venti. Jump pass to Clark. He's got to catch and shoot, and he knocks it down. Big Sushi just off as Tony Mitchell stepped out of bounds. Had a chance at a rebound. Substitutions for both teams. Lioneers will make 3 substitutions. Kings will make 2. There's Wendell Lewis. After participating in yesterday's game for 33 minutes. Only second to Lee Kaien's 34 minutes. He's in there once again on a back-to-back. Kings do not have a third import on tonight's active roster. They're showing off a little bit of a zone defense. Gotta keep an eye out for Hall. Number 8 in the corner, he's freshed in for the Lioneers. Zimboy fading and getting the bounce. Utilizing the backboard. If there was a competition for best bank shot shooter in the league, he might be up there. Venti close, but no. Senjunan taking a crack at guarding a FIBA, but screened away. A bad miss. Senjunan is often, especially here at home, working out after games with his personal skills coach. Let's see if it pays off. Side stepper 3. That was a brick off the backboard. 3-point shooting so far in the game. Kings 4 for 10, Lioneers 2 for 7. 3-point shooting is a pretty important part of their game, as switch on the split action as Michael FIBA just a little too strong. Not had the hot start on the game. Down 4, balls off of a King. Michael FIBA 13 points, 11 rebounds, but that was on a 3 of 20 shooting on Friday. Could be a league leader in points scored depending on the qualified players at the end. You see good hands there. Caused that turnover. So the Lioneers can cut it to 5 points or 4 points. Senjunan up and on a FIBA as he flies through, missing off glass. And the ball strip as Tank comes away with it. Senjunan on the break, blanks another one. Hall slipping to Michael Holyfield, and there'll be a foul. Got sandwiched there between Tank and Lewis. Pretty good feed, but Tank getting in the way. As big as Michael Holyfield is, still pumped him off his spot. Michael Holyfield is the third import for the Lioneers tonight. If you look on the bench, you might find Deontay Davis sitting funny enough in the second row of their bench. And that second free throw was in and out, very close, but Holyfield will have to try again to get his first score on the game. Double drag screen against fresh in the game, number 4, Li Weiting as Tank tries the Euro. Big block by Holyfield, and eventual foul call. Lewis a little too handsy, and that'll be free throws. Now look at Tank bumping Zien. Zong out of the way, fly, but Holyfield doing a good job coming over to block, and good job by Hall, number 8, to deny a possible pass to Lewis there, who was down low. So a couple more chances for Holyfield, trying to go a lot longer. It seems like he's not getting to the top of his energy transfer. It looks like he's releasing the ball maybe like 10% before he gets to the top. You might notice in the background, number 72, Shaoli Lingliren. It's a 1 for 4 after 2 trips to the free throw line by Holyfield. Going behind the back of Tank. It's another turnover by the Kings. That should be their third so far on the game. Reaching foul by Senjunan, but against a better free throw shooter in a FIBA who already looks a little winded or perhaps frustrated out there with the foul. Good job recovering. But once you miss that first swipe, maybe you should just let it go. I think Micah FIBA might have caught it to the face. As mentioned at the line, the California native, Michael Efebra. Probably has the most nicknames or possible names attached to his name. He likes it when Lioneers fans call him Taiwan Kobe. His Twitter handle is Just Money Mike, and also in his Twitter bio is Chef Mike. The away team couldn't hit Wendell Lewis, so takes a deep three and bingo. So under a minute to go, Kings still hold the lead as Li Wei-ting becomes the fourth King to score. Finding some points off the bench as a nice swish by Zhen Boyu. So the margin right now is 4 points. Down low to Lewis. He's got Holyfield behind him, but terminated the dribble. Tang trying to get in a two-man game with Li Wei-ting. Down to Lewis, and travel is called. Didn't put down the dribble soon enough. So Lioneers can still close the gap with just under 20 seconds. There you see the shuffle actually. One thing that made Coach Marchand of the Kings, frustrated was the lack of effort to get back on defense. Alley-oop as Holyfield gathers, misses, and puts it back in. The Lioneers do get it down to a 2-point deficit. Well, the Kings certainly energizing this home crowd. Playing shorthanded. Let's see how the rest of the action goes. The first quarter is now in the books here in Plus League's 114th game of the regular season.
今天呢是我们的母亲节，我们 show your love， 我们可以比出你的爱心来哦，注意一下我们大荧幕哦，比出你的爱心，要跳舞也 OK， 还有跟母亲一起来了，母亲节快乐哦，我长大要孝顺哦，一起比一个爱心，还有跟妈妈一起，跟妈妈一起。有了有了有了，欢迎你们来玩哦！母亲节不可以对妈妈生气哦，被发现了。母亲节要跟妈妈说什么？没想到竟然被拍下来了哦！来喽，母亲节快乐哦！可爱可爱可爱。一起对镜头比一个爱心 ，Hello， 一起来一起比一个爱心，好不好？今天很多人真的是妈妈跟小朋友一起来，欢迎呢 ，Happy Mother's Day。全家都来了。一起比一个，全家3个人，赶快趁现在赶快拍下来，把全家的画面。
Good to see some family fun being had here in the stadium. A very well-crafted signage over on the King side of things. Off-ball foul. In the first quarter, that was definitely one big differentiator. The Lioneers 7 for 12 at the line. The Kings 1 for 1 thanks to Venti's free throw. Rebounding, not too big of a gap. The Kings, if they have to defend with fouling, it won't be that easy, as from the corner, Shi Enzong will give the Lioneers the lead. Li Wei-ting getting the angle on Zhu Yihao, and from the elbow drops in another jump shot. So as mentioned, the Kings have this back-to-back. Yesterday playing today, and they also have a game on Wednesday at the Pilots as Zhu Yihao misses. Kind of an incidental contact on the rebound and a Lioneers foul. So that's 3 games in 5 days. It's not exactly easy on the body, considering sometimes their opponents won't have nearly as many games. Home team versus road team, and the imbalanced schedule we have this season. So they are without number 1 Joseph Lin, number 6 Yang Jingming, number 7 Jeremy Lin. They found the perimeter. Number 9 Lee Kai-yin, number 25 Austin Day, and number 55 Kenny Manigault. You see Coach Marchand today in the gray suit. There you see a push in the back. Didn't have to put up much of an argument, and the whistle came. So those 6 players have played 4,442 minutes combined. As a big block on Chen Junan's weak layup attempt. Now Xiaohei on the run. That one's halfway down and out as Wendell Lewis bumping into Holyfield, denying the 2 points, but ceding a couple of free throws. Get another look at the Kings not getting enough and getting back on defense. So that's 50% of the minutes played, total minutes played of the Kings this season. So understandably, those guys have worked hard, and they've scored 2,047 of their points, or 56% of their points. Now, on one hand, it's understandable that those guys have worked really hard on the season, but on the other side, you can kind of say maybe Kings fan to expect a little bit more out of the final home game of the season in terms of star power. Xiao Li trying a step back of his own. It's a deep 2. Keeping the dribble alive, going to the reverse, a miss as Michael Holyfield, nobody blocking him out, and it's the Kings who are asking for a timeout. They seem a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to rebounding. So a couple minutes into the second quarter, the Lioneers have now the 3-point lead over the Kings. We'll be back after this.
有进行抽签的4个组别，我们有抽到你的4个组别，我们工作人员呢会去找你，再麻烦你跟着我们工作人员一起移动，感谢你们。那现在在我们大荧幕上的呢是我们的洋洋以及我们的曼平。大家可以跟我们一起在场边的 Chris 一起为我们新美国加油应援。台幕上的呢，现在是我们的 T 以及我们的 Yuki。
I said, are you gonna be my girl?
Welcome back to the broadcast on a Mother's Day Sunday here from Taiwan. Once again, wishing all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. And all you audience, be sure to at least send a message. Come on now. Speaking of the audience, we like you guys, so go ahead and like us back on the YouTube stream. It'll help promote the Plus League broadcast. So a 2 import lineup for the Kings after their timeout as Li Wei-ting denied that open shot. Mitchell screens for Chen Junan as they miss Lewis down low. Now guarded by Holyfield, easy block as Mitchell tries a step back and almost. Seems like an illegal screen and a turnover against the Lioneers. Getting a look at Holyfield coming over and adding a block to his name. One thing that's a tough thing to balance is that seal action, as Chen Junan put a little bit more arc to it and left it short. He's had a struggle on the game, already 0 for 3 as a whistle and count it. It's Lu Guanxun going with a reverse. Ling Liren, his second personal foul, getting behind on the play and just hitting the layup shooter on the wrong time. Li Wei-ting will head to the bench. 5 points already on the evening for Hong Zisan, who has 6. Also starting to be noticeable on the game. The Lioneers already with a combined 4 blocks. Venti floating to the left, just off. Movement on the Kings bench as it's Xiaoli, another personal foul. He's having big time trouble trying to stay in front of Zheng Boyu. Lewis is out for Tank. And the Lioneers make a few subs themselves. Rubio and Ifibra coming in together. I don't think the Lioneers mind trying out smaller lineups here. They typically have Clark, Holyfield, or Davis in at center and with a local big. After the free throws, Lioneers lead by 38. Have held the Kings to only 2 points. Tank, handoff to JJ, and that 3 is no good, but got his own board and flipped a no-look pass over the head of Mitchell. On one hand, Coach Marchand has a handful of players who've not seen much playing time during the season, but sometimes they're also proving it on the floor that maybe they're not deserving of playing time, so it's a tough thing to balance. Gioza was one of the first signings for the Kings 3 years ago, as Ifibra will float it in. But he's seen his playing time reduce year on year. For Chen Junan, one of their very first draft picks, has not exactly improved very much in 3 seasons. There's an air ball. Tian Hao now running the show. And off to Ifibra and start a ball screen. JJ causing a loose ball. It looked like a kick as Up ahead to Shaoli on the run, the 3 on the way, no. Good hands by Mitchell. And Tank throwing it right away out of bounds. Trying to hit Tony Mitchell there on the block as there's a miscommunication if you want to jump inside or outside. One good thing about that makes Tony Mitchell a great teammate is on that pass, he actually patted his own chest. My interpretation is he might have jumped from what could have been an open spot that Tank passed to might have been a more advantageous spot, but kind of need to work together with the passer. After a pump fake, Earl Clark with a nice basket. So the Lioneers lead continues to grow this quarter, 16-2 as Tank lofts up a 3. Poked out of bounds. They're going to say Lioneers basketball. Lioneers have been 5 for 8 from the field and making all 5 free throws as Michael Afiba dials up the difficulty, forcing the Kings to call a timeout. So kind of what we expected, at least from the pregame personnel. It's now become a Lioneers early rout. On the Kings side in this second quarter, they are only 1 for 11 with a couple of turnovers. Let's listen in. So the second call timeout by the new Taipei Kings in the first half. No more stoppage for them. The Lioneers called their timeout 5:27 of the first quarter, and so have in a big way turned things around. There's the Jeremy still working on that right, above that right eyebrow injury. Austin Day, I think that's Joseph Lin next to Christian Anigwe, who's stuck with the team to keep on working on his game, as foul by Mitchell right out of the timeout, kind of running through the defender that wasn't his defender. And that's definitely one of those not looking at the right spot, as hopefully Hu Guanshen's all right. He'll stay in the game. Sometimes it happens that the defender will push the offensive player in the back and cause that, but that was not the case. There's Afiba, another look from 3. Venti jump pass deflected. As Mitchell hanging in the air, missing on his own putback. 1 and 2, no. Ball getting loose. Ling Jingbang on the floor and a 8-second violation. Great defense by Ling Jingbang to hustle there. I'm gonna take another look at that. Maybe we want to watch all 8 seconds. Big skip pass, JJ wide open and overshoots it. His shot results have been pretty pathetic on the game as nice cutter. Oh, Clark finishing it through contact. So as well as the Kings played in a couple of sequences, Lioneers continue to open up the gap. 10 points for Clark, slip past to Mitchell. Nice find to Ling Jingbang. He'll give it a try and banks it in. So finally the second field goal on the quarter. Ling Jingbang so far 3 for 3 from 3, 5 of 6 overall from the field as Rubio thought about it, but JJ, the help defender, actually denied it. Now Lu Guanxun will try. No. Kings will walk it up. Venti tied up for second by Tian Hao as they kick it around, and the pass was off the mark. Intended target Mitchell, but JJ continuing to have a poor game. Perhaps give credit to Rubio for getting in the way there. More zone for the Kings as number 17 Su Sishun, there at the top of your screen. Oh, Clark over Venti, no. Took it down court the other way as JJ stopped by Ifibra. There's a switch somewhere, but JJ going to the finger roll and missing that one too as a little tie up on the rebound. It'll be free throws for the Lioneers. Now look at Ling Jingbang try to go up, but only catch the left arm of Clark and not even close to the basketball. Well, Clark already 10 points as mentioned before. Now 11. Out of Plainfield, New Jersey. So far on his season, as he goes 1 for 2. Clark's about 75% free throw shooter, averaging 15 points per game as there's a whistle between him and Mitchell. All smiles around, but a foul was called. It came from 2 whistles, so making me think it could be an A to B foul. So it certainly looked pretty clean up top. Mitchell will try to answer with free throws of his own. No good with the first. How about from the close-up angle? That right arm, right hand. And so Mitchell answers with a 1 for 2 himself. Coach Ryan Marchand, only now arriving in Taiwan has he had the Kings play some 2-3 zone. Otherwise, he's a big proponent of man defense as Ling Jingbang a little too tight on Ifibra. Another foul. Time exactly on that shooting arm. Come on, Ling Jingbang, the team needs you. 3 personal fouls, 13 points, the leading scorer for the boys in white. Ifibra now with a couple of makes. Bringing the Lioneers to the half-century mark. Michael Ifibra has 16 of those points. Small to small screen. Becomes a Lioneers takeaway as Clark kicks it out of bounds. A little bit unlucky there. Kings need to pay attention if it's a 14 or a 24 coming up, but it will be 24. Venti bouncing it off of Clark. Trying to get on the same page with this personnel as Hsinchu will check in for Ling Jingbang. Firing away and a wet is Venti. Going into the scoring fray again. Going right away to Fibra from about 18 feet. He's got Hsinchu now fresh in the game after a pump fake and missing the jumper. Down low, Susishin. There's a whistle. Hopefully everyone's all right as Tianhao also ended up on the hardwood. And a look at Tianhao, a push from behind and also added a trip. Dangerous play there. Thankfully, didn't actually catch Susishin and trap his foot there. Tianhao will head off. In his 4 years in the Plus League, he hasn't exactly improved his defense enough to justify more playing time. Susishin at the line. 46% from the field is pretty high percentage. The Plus League team field goal shooting is only about 41%. And considering Susishin has improved his three-point shooting by a substantial amount, that's a big deal. Lioneers get penetration and a 3-second call against Holyfield. Lu Guanshin on the outside with a possible shot. You see 9 seconds is the start of the count. And if one more pass, indeed, 3 seconds in the paint. After the ball screen, Hsinchu hesitating then going as a hook on the rim will be 2 points. So Hsinchu's on the board. It's a few times now Holyfield's got his hand on the rim, but this time actually called. You see the wide layup. Actually, it was the backboard and touching and tugging at the net. You could get away of brushing the net, but as soon as that rim starts to move any bit, you're in a little bit of trouble. Joker lining up a three as the Kings leave him wide open. Lioneers lead right now at 13 points. One thing about this Kings personnel today on the game, hardly any dribble penetration. Hsinchu was successful last time. Going backdoor, slipping it to Mitchell, but blocked by a Fibra. 1 second left as the referees might take another look at that one. The Lioneers sure believe they have a shot clock violation. That time, too much defense on the inside as you see Mitchell not willing to go immediately to the shot and took him to more defense. Certainly looks like Marchand caught it before time expired, but most of the personnel is on this side of the floor. They will give the Kings 1 second on the shot clock. Mitchell up top, got it off in time, and it looked pretty good, but 2 bounces and out. So under a minute to go in the second quarter. It's a real different story than the first. After hesitation, Xiaohei or Joker Around again, Clark, pump fake, he'll try the runner, no. Holyfield playing tough, and eventual foul will come. Getting a look at Hsinchu now reaching in there and just missing. Conversations going on now with the crew chief addressing Holyfield. Venti, you see nearby, trying to get a word in too. Michael Holyfield now with 8 points on the evening. His season average from the line at right now coming into tonight 54%, and will certainly have some movement with a big sample size, averaging 11 points, 10 rebounds in 22 minutes played, as Hsinchu maybe talking himself up. The lead for the Lioneers now 11. Skip passes as Zhuhao going baseline is fouled. One of those Chen Guanchen blocking fouls. You see the drop coverage not covered well from the backside. Number 8, Zhuhao. His first score of the night, averaging only 60% from the line this year, 39% from the field. Goes 1 for 2 as Clark forced an offensive rebound. Tony Mitchell bouncing it out of bounds. The Lioneers want to talk it over with just under 8 seconds left in the half. There's the shooting on the quarter. Lioneers 8 for 17, Kings 5 for 21.
Okay, so ball is here. You will rebound. You are rebound. No, sorry. Early rebound. Okay, Mike, you are here. Lou, you are here. You are here, okay, you are here. Okay, Spring, Mike, pass goes, hand off, this, hop, pass shot. Maybe they will switch, you can pass it to him also, okay?
After Lou downstream, where he go? After Lou downstream, where he go?
Lou, yeah, it's same. So it's this, okay?
If that's the way, they'll just pass her here, right?
Yeah.
So running the Lioneers timeout, Coach Milan Mitrovic, who's taken over for the Lioneers. As a little bit of confusion on the inbound. Now they get a set. Kind of looked like it could have been a possible baseline out of bounds, which is not what he drew. Little pass back and forth as Earl Clark gets the easy jam. 2 seconds on the clock as Venti tries from 3/4 court. Good rotation, but no. So heading into halftime, the Lioneers with a 57-43 lead. Has good prediction by Mitrovic that they might switch defensively, and they left the man wide open was the inbounder. So Hsinchu, a player coach, probably in charge of the game plan for the rest of the way. We'll see about that as we go to our halftime break and halftime analysis after this.
面对我这边，面对我这边，好，站在原地就行了。提醒各位呢，我们等一下要进行的是我们的2人三角，2人三角。 那我们呢游戏规则很简单哦，我们等一下呢以安全为主，因为我们会绑脚，我们的妈妈与你们的小孩会绑在一起，然后我们等一下要非常注意安全。绑完脚之后，你们呢要一起走，一起跑到篮下投篮，进球之后要再回到我们的中场，然后谁比较快完成，那哪一组就是获胜 ，OK 吗？好的 ，OK， 对，投到进为止哈。好的，那我们两一组，那我们这边慢慢，我们跟我们这一组一起，然后你们2组一起哈，然后OK， 好，那我们这边妈妈站这边，好，我们这一组站这边，好，再往前一点，好，到中间，来，我们到这边，这边，好。对，你们的是各自一个篮筐哦。好，那请我们的工作人员帮我们把这个脚环绑上，提醒哦，等一下一定要小心哦。好的，我们2组妈妈可以试走一下，安全为主，不要跌倒哦，不要受伤 ，OK 吗？对，有点困难哦。好，小心，好，测试。好的，那我们呢2组都 OK， 我们慢慢走回来哈。好 ，OK， 好的，小心哦。好 ，OK。好，小心哦，我们以安全为主。好，那我们这一组妈妈，你可以再往前一点，到我们的王冠这边。好 ，OK， 准备，计时，开始，小心 ，OK， 双方呢缓慢的前进，来到篮下，我们要投进才可以哦，投进。哦，差一点点，我们的小朋友好球！好了，我们右边的这一组妈妈，我们左右都已经完成了。好了，恭喜我们右边的这一组获胜！大家也给我们的左边这一组公分射球。
Right now, a little bit of mother-son halftime activities out on the court here at the home of the new Taipei Kings. I'm Ryan Chen, your English commentator, and thinking back on the first half and looking at the box scores. The Lioneers currently up with a 57-43 point lead, as I'm sure Kings fans are happy to see Tony Mitchell return to action. Very first play of the game, an alley-oop delivered by Hong Zisan. Backup guard for the new Taipei Kings, and Ling Junbang, another veteran, has also come on and shined. He already has broken his individual scoring record in the Plus League for a game. Previously was last season where he had 10 points in the contest tonight, already with 13. But on the Lioneers side, the Kings sure have their handful, with the Lioneers often going to Michael Lefebvre and Earl Clark isolations and not had the greatest success defending it. So my question is, how come there isn't a little bit more ball pressure on the Lioneers ball handlers on the perimeter? They certainly have shrunk to a zone defense a number of times, but the Lioneers, as I mentioned in the broadcast, when their three-point shooting is good, they can be a tough team to handle. So far in the game, a 6 for 15. Meanwhile, the Lioneers, of course, utilizing a 18-point run in the second quarter. The big reason why they're ahead in the game, as the Kings actually opened things up with a big lead on mostly the backs of their veteran players. There's a combined team statistics where we have points, field goals, three-point shooting, rebounds, assists, and turnovers. So a a little bit to my surprise, the Kings have more turnovers and the Lioneers have more rebounds, and yet the Kings have more shot attempts. One of the bigger things that we don't show on these halftime and final game stats comparison is free throw shooting. Just in the first half, Lioneers 17 for 25 from the line, only about 68% versus the Kings, who've only took 3 of 5. And again, this is kind of where missing some of their top guys makes a big difference for the Kings, as there's not a big threat for dribble penetrators. Of course, Jeremy and Joe start things off with their three-point shot, but when you press up too much, they can drive right past you. Kenny Manigault and Lee Kai-in, very athletic drivers as well. And of course, Yang Jiming, always a big threat to score from wherever. We'll go to break with the second part of our halftime breakdown coming up after this. There's one last midweek game left on the Plus League regular season calendar. Next Wednesday, Pilots host the Kings at 7 p.m. We're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half, so in this segment, as customary, we bring you the leading scorers for the respective teams, with Lioneers, a trio of players already in double digits, led by Micah Fever, 16, Earl Clark's 13, Xiaohei Zhenbo coming off the bench with 11, Michael Holyfield 8 points, and Lu Guanxuan with 3 points to his name. The Lioneers trying to break a 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Kings also have a trio of double-digit scores. Lin Jingbang leading with 13, Hong Zisan with 12, Tony Mitchell back to action after taking 8 games off due to injury, 10 points. Li Wei-ting off the bench with 5, and Hsinchu has that layup for his 2 points. The Kings finally getting some rotation after the same 3 imports played 8 straight games between Austin Day, Kenny Manigault, and Wendell Lewis, averaging 24 minutes, 31 minutes, and 32 minutes played respectively. Before we head to our last break before the second half, Ling Qingbang getting the highlight package. One very important thing, if you can't get dribble penetration, is being able to score off-ball, creating open opportunities, and Ling Qingbang's demonstrated that with that first reverse layup, and just moving out of the way for a couple of outside threes. Something his other younger teammates can take a page out of. So now 3 minutes left before the start of the second half. We'll go to a break and back to you after this.
Sexy again.
好，那也提醒呢，新北国王的球迷朋友们，我们年度穿搭的票选呢已经开跑了，好不好？趁现在呢，扫一下 QR code， 来帮我们新北国王的禁卫军呢投个票。我们入围的有林书伟、以及凯燕和李威霆，每个穿搭都有自己的风格，大家可以赶快来投票一下。 那另外呢，今天呢也是跟 Remix 的联名商品呢，也在我们商品部做贩售。那我们球员呢今天都也有穿了短袖、无袖的，大家可以挑一下。那商品部呢，另外还有球裤，其他选项。
好的，那么我们的商品部呢，也可以客制化我们的球衣，我们白色以及全部的球员的名字、号码都可以客制化。所以呢，想要客制的朋友可以到我们的商品部去走走逛逛。
Tell us pipe down, speakers got a little too loud. You know the sound, got enough to go around. We about to get it, no doubt. Feet to the ground, 10 toes down. Know we about to get it right now. Yeah. Me and my crew come through, y'all better get back. Bass hit way too big, it got a kickback. Scuffed up boots and tools, my hands slick back. Yeah, this is how we get it. Yeah, drink my name, but I'm still shy. So yeah, go stop. Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it, come on.
The start of the second half coming up on a Mother's Day here in Taiwan. The Lioneers with the lead over the Kings as we get a look at some of the faces in the crowd. First play out of half, a little down screen for JJ who hits it, shooting from the elbow area. That's probably the just a little outside of that free throw line. That's where the elbow is. And on the other side, showing off a zone defense as Zimbo Yu misses off the glass. Hsinchu with an off-timing layup. So a 4-0 start for the Kings. If you assume the score is 0-0, which some coaches do. You know, famously, my dad would always tell that to us at the start of every quarter. Now a shooter going through the middle, but the Kings match up down low to Rubio. Out to FIBA. Contested shot, doesn't matter. Swing and a swing as Hsinchu airmails it. The Lioneers looking for a FIBA with a smaller venti on him. Big skip pass as Hsinchu clanks it. Down low to Mitchell. Going inside on Clark, and there's still a little bit too much defense as they run down court. Ball off of Venti. Earl Clark will add another 3 to his name from the right wing this time. Backdoor, JJ to Hsinchu, but hesitating. He'll go inside, deflected pass. Li Jingbang clean catch and shoot as Clark will gather. Rubio, set shot for a corner 2. So Lioneers now up to 65 points in the game. During their 6 losses in an 8-game stretch recently, only scoring about 81 per game as Hsinchu finally finds the range. Kick out as Hsinchu, open look, hits it. So perhaps it's a little bit more of a box and one look. Lioneers still in man defense. Hsinchu had a lane, but out to JJ and another miss. James a little bit too generous. Up ahead, jumping up for the intercepted pass, and numbers for the Kings. Venti will line up a 3. Yes! So they make up that missed 3 with a transition made 3. Hsinchu now up to 15 points. His plus league high as Michael FIBA responds with his 3. Hsinchu's high in the plus league was 26 points. Season ago against the Dreamers, and Li Jingbang keeps the fireworks show going. Hsinchu's high this season was only 9 points. And has now surpassed that. Now Earl Clark on the stop and pop. The Lioneers continue to add points. Has been a rare stop in this 3rd quarter for the Kings. If they can ever start stringing those together. JJ on the handoff, still no good, but Mitchell right to him. As Hsinchu finding his spot, he connects with another 3. A FIBA from 35 feet or so. So a score and a stop. The lead is still 15, but momentum certainly starting to shift toward the Kings. Let's see about this possession. Good steal by Rubio against Mitchell. As Su Zixuan misses, and Ling Jinbang couldn't get the putback. Batted ball as a couple of Kings go down. Looks like JJ might have a little bit of a cramp going on. After a flurry of action, it's the Lioneers still up by 15. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after the following messages.
你们小弟弟生日对不对？生日快乐！
This ain't a game, it's a passion. I keep it frozen, I'm lasting, cold as Alaskan. I got no else in my name, ain't no Samuel Jackson. I'm in a whole different bracket. So who the ones going crazy? We the ones, who the ones never breaking? We the ones, who the ones never stop till it's done. Gonna rock till the sunrise blazing. We the ones.
最后一颗哪边的尖叫声比较大？这边的啦。好的，请继续为我们新北国王加油应援。当然呢，还有我们在2楼的新北国王啦啦队。 可以跟他们一起为我们新北国王加油 ！Let's go Kings！
Looks like a lot of new faces in the castle here in Hsinchu, home of the new Taipei Kings. But everybody welcome, including a lot of families in tow. The new Taipei Kings playing without 6 of their main rotation guys for this game, citing the tight schedule they have in a stretch. It's Joseph Lin, Yang Jingming, Jeremy Lin, Li Kaiyan, Austin Day, and Kenny Manigault, the 6. Played in what turned out to be kind of a tough contest yesterday against the Steelers, who only had Cameron Clark, their lone import, available for the game. Meanwhile, the Lioneers last played on Friday and lost to the Pilots 98-81. Change in personnel as number 4 Li Weiting is in for the Kings, and Zhu Hao's in for the Lioneers is Tony Mitchell laying it in. Nice feed. I think that's Su Zixuan. Junior Hall with a smaller Hong Zixuan in front. Can't clear up enough room. As just grazing the rim was Shi Yinzong. He's fresh into the game, first time in the second half. So again, momentum for the Kings. Su Zixuan again driving, going to the floater and in. Just like that, Coach Mitrovic not happy with how his team's defending. Their concentration's been up and down on the game. Now only with a 11-point lead. Looks like substitutions are coming up. Kings are 8 for 15 on the quarter.
Fly stop. Shao Yan, Shao Lian, and Give that zone. Give that zone. We play 2 sides. Okay. So, Shao Lian, you are here. Oh, you are here. You set the screen here. You are here. Go. Stop. Keep. Again. Go. Sorry. Mike, you are here. Shooter, attack, create. Okay. What was? Okay. Defense. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
as mentioned, out of the timeout, James has actually been the Kings offensive hub. There's a couple of drives, one for assist, one for a lay-in, and a three-pointer made. So indeed, the Lioneers making changes. Michael Holyfield is in. Trying to roll to the basket as Xiao Hei has one climb in. Another one of those jumpers in the paint after a left to right especially. Likes that direction. Ball screen as Venti. Hands off to James. Hands off to Waiting. A big three on the way is missed. Going down the other way, nobody checking. Zhu Yunhao, who only gets the backboard. Zhu Yunhao on Friday was 0 for 3 in 15 minutes played. On the season, number 8 Zhu Yunhao, a 37% three-point shooter. Good contest from Clark there. So you might have heard in the timeout, Coach Nealon wants the squad to make sure they keep on moving the ball left to right. Zhu Yunhao jump pass, tapped away, but right to his teammate. Time running down as Clark on the dribble. Deep two on the way, Butter. So a nice 20-point night for Earl Clark so far. As Hongsan tries it from the left wing and he stays hot. On the quarter alone. Venti with his third made three. Alley-oop attempt, foiled by Mitchell. Good hustle by Li Weiting. Up ahead is Ling Jingbang. He'll score the layup. And so the gap is just 10 points. Up top the clock, down low as Mitchell got his hands on it, but Holyfield still working. Will go to the line, almost a stop for the Kings. They've been playing, this personnel has been playing well as Wendell Lewis and Hsinchu. Now we'll check in. Get a look at a perfectly delivered pass right into the hands of Ling Jingbang. And that's why, kids, we do layup lines before games. Although the pass is probably about 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet, and not 40 feet down court. Tony Mitchell making one free throw. Guarded by Holyfield as open on a couple of down screens. Venti's in and out. About 3 minutes when the sub was made. Let's see if the Kings can keep it up. Down to Holyfield, got one man in front, misses the first, making it on the second. Nice head fake as Li Weiting fouled. An A to B foul by Holyfield as Li Weiting kind of came down on his elbow. Let's see about these free throws. It's a little bit in the vicinity of what you might say is a landing area foul, but on the layup. Weiting's low line drive is too strong. He's got 5 points all from the first half. his personal high as 13 points. He was the week MVP. That was after a 12-point effort down in Zhanghua when the Kings were short on personnel. He actually started a couple games in a row. Yan Chen, native out of Tainan. Clark on a tough jumper. Good stop by Chen as the Kings will start a break. Chen not to be outdone. Good protection of the basketball. They swing it around. Li Wei-ting, catch and shoot three, just dancing off the rim. Kings defense is overloaded as Clark swinging it out of bounds. Made that play a little harder than it needed to be. Not on the same page with Tin Hall. If he wanted to pass, he would have had it. And flinging it right to a camera person on the baseline is not exactly eligible to score there. Again, a 12-point lead as Sushi up close, but trapped. Nice find to Venti, another three on the way. Seems like he might be losing some of his energy. Good hustle by Lewis, but out of bounds anyways. Hongji-san, way back in the day, was a disciple of the Braves head coach Roger Shijinza at Zaixing Zhongxue. Famous around that time for producing a lot of pro basketball players, and eventually Roger, because of his connection to a whole bunch of his former players, ended up with the Puyin head coaching job. Pretty clear 3-second violation there. So the Kings do have a prayer to win this one in the end. The Lioneers will bring on Rubio and Feba. Looking at the stats on the season, teams with a 10-point lead win 93% of the games heading into the fourth quarter, and under 10, it goes down to 86%. Sushi's been a little bit too generous there, throws it right to a Lioneer. Now, those percentage goes down to 75 if it's less than 6. Less than 3 or within 3, it's 50%. If Bieber with a tough jumper, bearing it over Li Wei-ting. Micah Fibra matching his jersey number with a 42, calling for a switch. As Beifei off of a Lioneer. It looks like Mitrovic will issue a challenge on the ball out of bounds. So, in a game that's not close yet, but it could become close, this kind of becomes a big replay. Certainly, Lu Guanshen caused the ball to go loose, but who does it go off of? Touches the basketball. If it hits the hip or thigh of Li Wei-ting, it would be the last touch of the basketball. And the challenge is successful. And if you need a reminder, the Lioneers, right now at 18 wins, 19 losses, are looking at the magic number 2. Any combination of their 2 victories or Braves' losses will get them into the playoffs. So a win will cut that goal down to half. As Afiba trying to work on Hsinchu now, staying close and grab from behind. And that's the kind of foul that might get you an unsportsmanlike. So Hsinchu now trying to contend not at all a shooting foul. But a two-hand hold certainly is in the vicinity and within the rule book of a possible unsportsmanlike. As of right now, they'll just say a common foul, 2 shots. So Chen Junan is kind of the primary FIBA defender off the bench. Lin Jingbang the starter. But unable to hit on the first. FIBA's got one more coming up. Has only scored 24 points in previous games against the Kings, now at 25. Within half court, a deep 3 by Li Weiting. Referees nod their heads, they're gonna count it. So 83 to 71 is the score heading into the 4th and final frame of this one. Maybe that's the spark to get the Kings back into the business.
大家看一下我们的上方大荧幕，看我们的导播有没有拍到你啊？跟着节奏一起敲打，可以跟我们的 Louis 一起比个爱心好吗 ？Yeah, show your love, show some love. Hello， 欢迎你们，祝你们母亲节快乐。Hello， 母亲节快乐 ！Here we go， show your love, show some love。Hello， 小朋友们。来祝你的妈妈母亲节快乐，跟你的妈妈抱在一起好吗 ？Hello， 谢谢。Hello， 对妈妈母亲节快乐，我们一起比个爱心好吗 ？Yeah。Happy Mother's Day， 祝我们全天下的母亲节快乐。Hello， 看一下我们上方大荧幕好吗？一起比个爱心好吗 ？Yes， 母亲节快乐！祝我们全天下最辛苦的妈妈们母亲节快乐 ！Happy Mother's Day！ 希望你今天来我们新庄城堡，跟我们一起共享盛举。希望你们今天玩得开心。现场的所有球迷朋友们，跟着节奏一起敲打 ，Let's go！Here we go. No stop.
Wesley 球迷 Oh My Basketball 是我本人在 Ivy Bar 学英文吧，教你篮球的英文术语。欢迎大家点资讯栏的链接一起学习。Hopefully showing off a lot of love to the mothers in the audience. The date is May 12th, Mother's Day. You know, Taipei Kings trying to celebrate with a underdog victory against the Lioneers with a lot of their guys getting the load management treatment, having won yesterday's game versus the Steelers and clinching a playoff spot. First possession in the 4th to the Lioneers. Kings in man D as Chen Junan called for holding. Gonna look at Chen Junan smartly try to front FIBA, but then the screen was a little bit too much. 5 fouls. Chen Junan as Mitchell nice and tall. FIBA on the catch, no. After Mitchell rebound, remember the last play of the 3rd quarter is Li Weiting's buzzer beater deep 3. Only about 45 feet out as Lewis shows off the moves and puts it down. So a 5-point run for the Kings between quarters. making it a 10-point deficit. Rubio running layup is off. And another stop for the Kings. Going down low to Lewis, has got position, and yes, two more as Mitrovic calling a timeout. The Kings have not used any of their three, but the Lioneers, in just 71 seconds, they want to talk things over here in the fourth. It's the new Taipei Kings making a little bit of a late run on their final game at home on the regular season.
尖叫声给我们的新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens。拿起你们的台北扇，跟着 DJ 上的节奏，一起敲打。Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's up. Let's up! New Taipei Kings!
And now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-point run for the new Taipei Kings against the Lioneers. I'm sure I know who the Taipei Football Braves are rooting for in the game. They're the team chasing the Lioneers in the standings. Clark in the face of Tony Mitchell, a little bit too strong, but Micah Fibra fouled on the second effort. There's somebody who missed a block out there. Looks like it was Ling Jingbang with Wendell Lewis, the low man there, going for the rebound. So Micah Fibra, who was only 1 for 2 in the last Lioneers possession in the third quarter, chance to create a little bit more breathing room. 26 points on his night. That's one thing about the Lioneers. Without Goggle Hall, they don't have a lot of creators on the perimeter. It's pretty much just Earl Clark and Fibra. Xiaohei can do a little bit too. Tony Mitchell way short. Zimbabwe, a high jumper with one of the Kings bigs guarding him. Left open, Liu Ting lets it go. So now a few Lioneers stop, trying to put this one away. Clark coming up the screen. But Fibra dribbling right over the shot blocker. And the Hong Zhisan, he's been very instrumental to the Kings on the defensive rebounding side. They're a below average team in that department. Only 69% of the rebounds when they're on defense are grabbed. Down low, Lewis. And they called for a double dribble there. A good double team by the Lioneers imports. Another look at him utilize the dribble, then caught in the air by Fibra. Well, this timeout, I believe, is the Kings who want to talk things over. So far in the game, only 2 Kings have not made it out there. That's number 2, Su-PEIGUE, and number 49, Zai Zhenghao. 2 new additions to the Kings this season. So despite allowing 31 free throws to the Lioneers so far, the only King in any serious foul trouble is number 3, Chen, with 5 personal. Lin Jingbang has 3, Wendell Lewis has 3, Xiaoli Lin Liren has 3. But Tony Mitchell is sure showing off what kind of a difference maker he is. 12 points, 12 rebounds sounds pretty par for the Kings imports in recent weeks, but the way he can cover on defense and help out off ball has been huge. Now switched on to Fibra. A right side dribble, big hooking layup over Wendell Lewis. So Micah Fibra continuing the scoring. After the Lioneers timeout, it's been a gradual 4-0 run for the Lioneers. Down low to Lewis, off of a couple bodies, and I think we're going the other way. It was a pretty good idea. Looks like he avoided out of bounds, and it was on the ricochet. That's one of those cases where Li Weiting's got to read his teammate and the defender and know which hip to put it on, because that time he put it on Wendell Lewis's right hip, and that's where it was in range for Clark's potential deflection. Zhenbo Yu's one-handed layup, and the Lioneers continue to grow this lead. A 6-0 run since 10 minutes and 49 seconds in the 4th. And an offensive foul, Li Weiting to the face of Zhenbo Yu. Hate to see that. Definitely one of those dangerous swinging plays. Offensive player trying to switch sides instead of utilizing a spin move. And you see that right elbow hitting Xiaohei in the chin. The section behind the Kings bench is not so happy about it. Fibra baseline jumper, good. Seems like if Fibra can dribble penetrate right as much as he wants in this game, the Kings are not doing a good job with that particular detail of the scouting report. Lin Jingbang and Mitchell in the pick and roll, overshoot on the rebound as incidental contact on the rebound. Mitchell against Hsinchu. Hopefully everyone's all right. Looks like we are. You can see that push in the back. Seems like Tony Mitchell was working on his position skills. Hearing it from the Lioneers bench. Lioneers lead now up to 15 points again. Quick double team as they break it easily. Size advantage Duihao on the block, but Terme is dribble a little too early. Right away to Clark, who rains down a 2. Less than 7 minutes to go in the game. If the Kings want to win it, they're in desperation mode as Lioneers clutches, and it seems like play is stopped. I think the trailing official will say the ball was in the cylinder when it was touched. So a chance for the Kings to set up their defense. Substitution coming up there. It's on the rim. It's okay. Definitely one of those tricky situations because in the more recent editions of FIBA rulebooks, you can't touch the basketball as the defender above the cylinder once it makes contact on the shot to prevent goaltending, as the FIBA does a wild dancing. Again, able to get to the right hand, letting it go and rattling in a 3. 34 points for number 24. As Lioneers dances and is granted a foul call. Junior Hall trying to give chase. So far in the fourth quarter, Micah Fibro's got 9 points to lead the team. Waiting jump pass to Mitchell, gathers and dumps it down. Great find there. Mitchell with now 16 points on 6 of 14 shooting. Again, two-man game as Clark Mitchell guarding him. A good contest. So far in the game, the Lioneers actually with the 43-37 rebounding lead as Ling Jingbang runs in on that offensive rebound. One more to them. Mitchell firing away, and Nylon. It's not quite over yet. A whistle and an one as Earl Clark got all the way to the rack. I'd like to see another one of that. Just a left side dribble penetration and brave of Sushishin to jump with, but it was not enough. So Clark now 25 points on his night. See and zoom out. And Toplus in for the Lioneers. And just like that, they're going to go to that matchup. Now out of it. Be waiting on the catch and shoot. Bottoms the 3. And so the Kings trying to keep up in the game after the Earl Clark and one. Be waiting now for 14 points. That's his career high. Botch handoff, Ling Jingbang with it. He's got teammates. Alley-oop to Lioneers, back pass to Mitchell, blocked by FIBA, but a whistle. Pretty exciting sequence there. I definitely was kind of worried for Lioneers to try the alley-oop himself, but it was a brilliant back tap. And good athleticism for FIBA, but a little bit too violent with that arm swing. Lioneers' third team foul. Ooh. And rather judicious. Once again, Tony Mitchell returning back to action after nearly a month and a half, if not 2 months. A little bit too deep as FIBA taking a tumble. Out of bounds, no foul call. Consecutive stops for the Kings. And look, FIBA touched it, so he definitely had to save it. And looks like Ling Jinbang does avoid anything too egregious. I'm not saying he didn't have contact with FIBA, but his momentum was already taking him out of bounds. Jinbang down to Susu Shen, a wide open from 2 range, in and out. Can't leave out on those opportunities. Susu Shen has not exactly had a good time scoring the basketball. 8 points on a 3 of 8 shooting. He's been left open plenty. FIBA too strong. 3 on 3 up ahead, now 4 on 3. The alley to the reverse. What a play. The Lioneers go down, and Mitrovic, probably sensing some fatigue with his squad, calls timeout. The lead is only 8 points with 3.5 to go. Definitely didn't know how that one was going to turn out with such a tough angle of a pass. Susu Shen, great body control. I'm not really sure what Lu Guanxun is doing in there, but risking his own injury. Kings only have 12 players for this active roster, as opposed to the Plus League's allotted 14.
Okay, Sorry. No, you're on top. You're here. Decrease for Stockgate. Fast, tempo, attack. Okay? If nothing happens, you catch him on the side and
Besides a bad second quarter where the Lioneers went up 31 to 15. Third quarter, Kings up by 2. Fourth quarter, as of right now, 20 to 16. In this 16 points, the Lioneers have only gotten 2 for Zhenbo Yu. And Toplus has attempted a 2-pointer as well, but the rest of the Lioneers, 13 shots and 3 free throws, all from Earl Clark and Lanka FIBA, and clearly there's a little bit of fatigue setting in. But now after a timeout, right to the basket, there's a foul, and count it. Nice connection there by the Lioneers, with Xiaohei, the benefactor, up close. Here we see sneaking behind Li Weiting past the would-be block. Tonight's attendance announced at 3,645, making plenty of noise, but they're going to need to capture that momentum again. To run the show as Clark shows, leaving him open. The 3 on the way, lasered in. So the Kings are keeping pace, but they need to do it defensively now. Busan 24 points, just 1 bucket away from his career high in the plus league of 26. Hey, in space, after a pump fake, letting it go, bounced out. Venti will let Li Weiting start this offense possession. Right, left cross to the elbow. Jumper good! Number 4, Li Weiting, he's also breaking his own personal mark. 16 points on his night. It's Earl Clark's turn on the same side with FIBA. The double team comes and a whistle on the hold. Free throws coming up. Tony Mitchell was a little bit too aggressive there. With Mike FIBA dribbling backwards, you really don't need to foul him. You see Venti, something's not right with him, calling for a sub. He's not even made it off the floor as Lioneers will take his place. What a valiant effort there. And Venti is not only a player coach with the Kings, he's also an assistant coach with Yangming High School girls basketball and in charge of their middle school program. It looks like a possible groin discomfort going on. And it could be cramping too. I don't blame him. Making 1, not 2. The Lioneers lead right now, sitting at 7. We're going to be in the 2-minute range. Goes out of bounds. Li Weiting fouled on the drive, so stopping the clock. And the Lioneers did have a foul to give, so not the worst thing in the world. Gonna look at Zimboyu fouling. They did have Lin Jingbang down low, uncovered. Li Weiting now guarded by FIBA, immediately going baseline, flipping it back to Mitchell, flipping it up and getting the roll as it looks like Tony Mitchell had an ankle tweak, but he's jumping it off and now trying to stay in front of Clark. He's hobbled bad though. Junior Hall with a terminated dribble, ball between Clark's legs. The step back, still in trouble. A good contest and another miss. And we have an injury timeout as Wendell Lewis right there at the scorer's table, ready to come back in. Hate to see Tony Mitchell hurt again, but he's put in a great game. It looks like the right leg. Don't really want to see it, but you know what is going on. His night is done, and still a job well done. Kings down by 5. Wendell Lewis stopped the dribble, ball getting away. Looked like a straight turnover as Fly going down court, a whistle comes. They say it's on the pass, but bonus free throws anyways. That's kind of the risk that sometimes comes along with bringing in a new player in a tight game, as thankfully CNZone had the runway to slow up. Kings call timeout with 2 Lioneers free throws coming up. Want to ensure they got the right personnel and balance the guys on the court who know what the playing conditions are like in the flow of things, and certainly not without any nerves.
We also have the players timeout.
So big free throws coming up. Hsinchu on the season, 10 for 18, but did have that huge jumper made against the Braves right around the free throw area to put them ahead for good. One thing that the Kings are very good at is, even in late game situations, keeping up offensive energy, at least when it comes to their drive and kick game, but they don't have a lot of those guys in the game. As a reminder, it's the final Kings home game of the regular season. With playoffs upcoming, they're guaranteed 2 more now that we've changed to best of 7 series for both the first round and championship series. So the loudest this building has been. Hsinchu's first free throw, no. So the percentages work back the Kings' way. One little bit. A second free throw coming up. Gotta secure the board. Wendell Lewis to block Michael Holyfield is a success. So an 0 for 2 trip. The Kings, as long as they score, can be patient with it. Ding Jingbang on the Iverson cut. Doing how to chase. Back to Li Weiting. Shot fake. Down to Su Sishin. His floater. No! Got it back, but they can't slow up. Long possession as Li Weiting trying to drive in a FIBA. No other off-ball movement. The deep three on the way. Airballed. Fly to a FIBA up ahead, but got loose. Kings need to get a stop. They don't have to foul. 14 seconds on the clock as FIBA started his move. Ball on the deck, and then a whistle. Very unfortunate. There's a couple of could have been turnovers there. So Venti's good to go. He'll check back in the game. .24 points, 11 assists. This season's been full of top assist getting from the Kings. Of course, Joseph Lin setting the league record with 19. He's hit double digits a few times. And of course, they have Kenny Manigault, who was near the top last year's leaderboard in assists. Micah FIBA, though, calmly makes the first, so it's a 6-point game. 2 possessions anyway. This one's going to be big. 9 for 11 so far on the night. Making 2. So the Kings utilizing their last full timeout. Just so close. 2 missed free throws by Hsinchu, and then a missed open floater by Sushi, as it looks like Tony Mitchell wants to get back in the game, or he's trying to mime a koi fish.
Immediately. Try to get a steal. If you don't get a steal, immediate foul. You don't have to lie.
Make sure they know their spots in 41.
Yeah, so listen. Okay.
So right now, the Kings facing a 3-possession deficit. Really can't be playing around with a front court trap for an 8-second violation. Maybe they can go for a 5-second held ball violation. See Tony Mitchell in, the lone import for the Kings. Wendell Lewis out. Box formation as Li Wei-ting circling to the hoop. Back and immediate turnover to Fly. Going to the basket and an offensive foul on the clear out. So 4 seconds come off the clock. And missed opportunity. I'd like to get another look at that one. From the opposite baseline, had a hard time making out what was going. And there you see clearly the left hand going out and making some contact. Well, I don't know if it's quite a foul, but certainly when he engages his hands, his fingers and his wrist to pull Sushi down, it becomes an offensive foul. So Hsinchu having a tough time here in the final minutes of this game. At 1 minute and 13 seconds left, went 0 for 2 as seems like we have a 30-second timeout coming on. You can give credit to the Lioneers for covering up every option, including the decisive turnover pass. So if it was mission impossible before, it's mission very impossible now. 19 seconds to get 3 scores for the Kings. One of them has to be a 3-pointer, and on the game so far, Venti 7 of 12 is the high scorer in that department. Ling Jingbang 3 for 4, Li Wei-ting 3 for 8. Up close to Mitchell, to Ling Jingbang. Got a decent look, it's good. After that score, Lioneers inbound from the baseline. Hsinchu all the way to the other side. And it's going to be a 5-second violation with, as of the lead official. The Lioneers didn't pick up the basketball, so they can't call a 30-second timeout. Though, if the referee's granted to a player that's off ball, the referees will move the huddle away from the Lioneers side. It's not ineligible, but the way that the Lioneers, they rolled the basketball across the baseline, and it went beyond the range of Hsinchu. And so, once the basketball goes into the cylinder, once the referees determine the ball's in the area, it can't start the 5-second countdown. And again, the Lioneers can call their 30-second player timeout, but they have to have really possession, or somebody off ball has to find the referee. So in any other case, perhaps they could have been teed up for a technical for a delay of game, having that basketball roll all the way across the baseline. So what should be a relatively easy situation turns into at least a straight-up turnover, if not a technical violation. So a few arguments between the Lioneer staff and the officials. There you see the number 9 official was rolling into Hsinchu, but being that his foot was in bounds was also very much suspect for a violation. So now the crowd in attendance have been notified, so things getting a lot easier. It's a 4-point game. Kings baseline out of bounds. To the corner, Li Wei-ting. Still with time, as long as they score, but Micah Febo jumps the pass, and this one is gonna be over. Smart to dribble it out. 3, 2, 1, and there's the buzzer. A Lioneers hard-fought victory with the short-handed Kings giving them all they can take. And almost a real disaster there, not handling a late game situation very well. Now the Lioneers, I'm sure, can argue that the referee bowled the basketball a little bit too hard, but Hsinchu took it all the way to the corner, and Binky was the closest player to the basketball. The referees are kind of in their right to say, why don't you handle the inbound? If not for the 5-second violation, it should have been Lioneers pretty easily on the ball game. So being the last time these two teams match up, the Lioneers will even up the season series at 4 wins and 4 losses, though they came into tonight minus 38 net scoring. Now, these two teams are a little bit far apart in terms of the season standings. Now we'd be told that there's a couple of Kings who've played so hard and played so long that they've experienced a little bit of cramping, certainly including Venti Hongzi-san. So on the headset is Joker Chen Bo-yu, who scored 18 points. Asked about the final defensive possession.
也是第一次，因为刚好教练在场边有喊一个战术，但并不是就是阿飞要去发球，所以他也没有拿。但我在远边，我跑过去，但也不知道说是没有看到秒数吧，没看到裁判在算，然后就造成了失误，这是一个相当糟糕的，对。
And Xiaohei saying Coach Mitrovic didn't want them to call a timeout that quickly, but in the end, the back and forth just resulted in a timeout that shouldn't have happened. Asked about the competitive nature of the game.
赛前看到就是国王轮休6个主力，那其实我们心态应该也是有点轻敌吧，但我觉得就忘了吧，因为重要还是季后赛啊，就是再回去好好调整这样。
And Chen Bo-yu saying, indeed, they knew the rosters halfway through the day, but it's still a tough league to get any victories in.
因为这个打太多比赛，我相信就是所有队友跟洋将都身心很疲累。那剩下就是我觉得就是靠意志力，然后我在场上的角色就是等国豪回来，然后再重整吧。然后现在我能做的就是帮助球队，然后也帮助洋将可以赢球这样对。
And Xiaohei finally sharing that everybody is tired, everyone's dealing with injuries, so his job is to help the team hold things down until Oscar returns and the Lioneers can get to their regular rotation minutes, starters and reserves. And the Lioneers now down to M1, still don't have an easy task up ahead. Dreamers on Saturday, and if the Braves beat the Pilots on Friday and the Lioneers lose to the Dreamers, will set up a final game 120 to determine the final seed in the playoffs. But Lioneers 105, Kings 101 is the final. We'll be back to our analysis after this. So a final word from Hsinchu Gymnasium, our final time here in the regular season. Next time we'll be here will be at least late May, with the Kings perhaps slated for a lower seed in the playoffs. But notice the line score. The Lioneers really only won in the second quarter, and the Kings won in all 3 other quarters. And so they put up a good effort despite being shorthanded. Load management with those main line guys. As we start to look ahead, Lioneers certainly pounded their import advantage. Their next game is Saturday against the Dreamers at home at 7 p.m. There will be an English broadcast, as there will be for their Sunday game against the Braves, which has still a slight chance of being a winner-take-all final regular season game. The Kings, meanwhile, they don't have that much time off. In a couple of days of rest, they played the hopeful number 1s of the Plus League in the Pilots. They have 3 games left on their calendar, very busy finish of their season. So on behalf of Ling Zilong and Tiong Hui, I've been Ryan Chen. Thank you, audience, for watching this broadcast. We'll see you guys in the next one.